the number one thing you do is for you to decide on the book projects. After deciding on the book projects, you can go to Chatgpt to create the content. That's if you are not having the content with you already. Then the other thing you can also do is that you can use Google voice typing to create your content. You can speak directly to your Google documents and create the content. And I also said that instead of using Microsoft Word, it's better you use Google Documents. It's better you use Google Documents. And why? So that you don't stand the risk of losing your documents. Probably later in future, you can there can be issues of virus entering your systems and the like. So you don't want to lose your documents. Then after you have been able to get all your documents in place, the next thing that I said you need to also do is for you to come directly to your Canva. And on getting to Canva, the first thing you should do is to create your documents. So that's why I am going to Canva now, which is the most important thing in this class. This is Canva. So once you open your Canva, you can access your Canva on your phone and you can also access it on your system. So, but I prefer using my laptop, and that's what I recommend for anybody. So you can have a very clearer view of what you are working upon. So once you open your Canva, I believe you should see my mouse now. So just click on custom size. Now, on this custom size, you are seeing the width and the height. Here is pixel. So there is pixel here, there is inches here, mm and cm. So you should use inches. You should use inches. Don't use pixel, don't use just use inches. Because many of the documents, many of the book sizes is better understood using inches. So once you use inches, then you can type in the document size that you want to use here. Now, there is something I place in my documents here to help you have a clear understanding of how the document sizes look like. Now, for every book out there, now let me show you a picture here. Now you can all see this picture, the US trade, this 6 by 9 inches. That's the most common book you see out there, 6 by 9 inches, and this one 5 by 5, 5.5 by 8.5 inches. Those are the two most common book sizes you see out there. If you see anybody selling probably novels or anything, these are the book sizes you will see out there. So this one is usually longer, and this one is the average one that you can always see around. If you see any Nigerian author and the likes, this is the size most of them use in their books. It's just a little bit bigger than the size of a normal picture. This printed picture, this small printed copies, it's just a little bit bigger. Those pictures are usually 5 by 7 inches, and this one is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, which is the same thing as the half of A4 paper. This is half of A4 paper. So this is the size. So now that we have decided that this is the size we want to use for our documents, you can easily come back to your Canva and enter your size and type in your size. Like I said, the width is 5.5, then the height is 8.5. This is the size of your documents. So the width is 5.5 and the height is 8.5 inches as documents. So let's just create the document straight away. So we've been able to create a new document in Canva. So this is a new document in Canva. Now, once you enter your Canva, the next thing you want to do is that there are some things that are also essential while you are creating your documents. There are some things that are essential while you are creating your documents. Now, you want to consider if you are printing your ebook, you want to be sure that no part of your ebook is being trimmed off by the printing press. No part of your ebook is being trimmed off by the printing press, because after printing, they do what we call trimming, just to cut off the edges. So to avoid that, the first thing you have to do after creating this document is to come here to this file and go to view settings. Go here, go to view settings. All these processes, I've written them in a small PDF book. I can always send them to the group so that you can go over it also. Just click here. Now, once you click here, you can see all these things. Number one, show ruler and guides. You click on it to show you the ruler. If you place your ruler, it's just going to give you the accurate size of this book. So I'm zooming it to 100%. Now, this is 100%, yeah? This is 100%. So this is the exact size of the book when printed out. So from here to here is 5.5 inches, and the length is 8.5 inches here. So we've shown our ruler. Then the next thing you want to also do is for you to show what we call margins. It's for you to show what we call margins. Now, this margin is just the space between the trim edge and the boundary of your text. If you are typing anything, you are adding any picture, it shouldn't go beyond this margin so that your documents will be as neat as possible, and you also avoid being cut off and the likes. Then there's another thing you also want to take note of is what we call show print bleed. Now, what is print bleed? Print bleed means from this particular place, this particular area is the actual size of your documents. But this print bleed means when we are cutting off this paper, when we are trimming this paper, we are going to cut off this. So I will show you a clear picture now so that you can get a clear understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, this is it. This is it. So let's assume this is the page we have created. Let's assume this is the page we have created. Now, bleed. Bleed is the area of your design that extends beyond the final size of your printed document. It ensures that there are no white edges or gaps when the document is cut, usually 0.15 inches. I will explain that on that Canva interface. But I just want to show you the picture so that you can have a very clear understanding of what we are talking about. The reason why I'm taking my time to explain this is if you get this thing wrong, you are going to have issue on your printed document or your printed ebook. Getting your design is very easy, but this aspect of it, a lot of people have gotten it wrong on their books. So you just have to master this area. Not all designers can even get some of these things. They have to give it to printer to set it for them. So now, once you create, now this particular these dotted lines, that's the exact size of the book. This is the actual printed size. This dotted line, that's where the book, that's the exact size your book will be after cutting it out. Now you see this red area, that's the bleed. We are cutting off this area. Printers will cut off this area after printing. That's what we call bleed, like you are bleeding it off. Now, this trim is the dotted area. That's why I said it's the actual side of your printed document after it is cut from larger sheet of paper. Now, the margin. Margin is the space between the edge of your document or your design and the content, such as text or images. You can see I type inside this place. From here to here is my margin. From here to here is my margin, just like in your Microsoft Word. Then this is my margin, then this is another margin. These two margins, we call it gutter because they are located at the center of the book. They are located at the center of the book. Now, this particular layout is essential when laying your job by the printer. You might not really be concerned about that because while you are designing in Canva, you're only designing on each page. Here we have two pages, page 1 and page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6. I don't know if you are getting it now. So that's why you are seeing this here, but so that you can get what this gutter is all about. That was why I decided to make use of this spread. So that's just about that. Then here I have examples of sizes with and without bleed. Now, if you go to Amazon websites, you can easily see the size you should use if you want to add bleed to your documents. I took this directly from Amazon website. So these are the sizes without bleed and with bleed. So what we are working on today is 5.5 by 8.5 inches without, this is without bleed, but if we are adding bleed to it, this is what you will get, 5.626 by 8.75. Why do we arrive at this? Is because, like I said in this document, your bleed is usually 0.125. So you will add 0.125 to those figures. Did you get it now? 0.125. So if you add 0.125 to your 8.5, what is it? If you add 0.125 to your 8.5, it will give you 8.75. If you add 0.125 to your 5.5, it will give you 5.6 to 6 here. So that's what they are actually trying to talk about around this side. Then once you get that, you can proceed to your Canva to continue your document. So the document size I created here, I didn't add the bleed size to it, but I've added the bleed size directly here. But if you don't want to go through that, you can create it directly by yourself. But to get the job done faster for you, you can just do this and get your design as soon as possible. But inside Canva, the margin here is really, really wide, which is 0.5. This is 0, this is 0.5, this is 1. And I recommend you using 0.25, which is like half of this place. So what you can just do, just bring your mouse here and drag. Are we getting it? This is 0.5. This is half of it. Bring your mouse here and drag. This is half of it.
Your Canva is not showing on the screen.
Oh, sorry. So I'll go back to everything I explained. So good. Now I said this is your Canva. For you to I recommend using 0.25. That's the standard margin size. But Canva is giving us 0.5 as margin. If you check from here to here, this is 0.5. That's what Canva is giving us. Not even 0.5, 0.55, which is too wide. So you should just put it as 0.25. That's what Amazon recommend. If you use more than that, it's fine. But you can use 0.25. Please, can we mute ourselves so we don't disturb that? So you can use 0.25. Then the same thing here, just drag it 0.25. 0.25. That way. Then
please mute.
Just keep doing it. So what I did was I brought my mouse here and I dragged. You do the same thing down here. So once you are able to achieve this, it will keep showing on all your documents. I hope it's not getting confusing. Hello?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay,
Carry on.
okay, great. Then we are good to go. So now you know that if I'm typing anything, I can type up to all these areas. If the printer is going to cut off my paper, the printer will cut starting from this place. So this free space is available as empty space as my margin. So we are not using Canva margin because it is too wide. So I can go back to my settings. This is where we saw the Canva margin. I will just remove Canva margin. So I'm not showing Canva margin. So this is the margin I'm working with. 0.25 to the side, 0.25 to this side. Now, this bleed margin is usually the half of this. Just say 0.25 divided by 2, which gives us 0.125. That's the size here. Half of this gives us this. So once you master this, then you are good to go. You won't have issues with Canva. So then what's the next step we should do? This first page. Now, the next step we want to do is we want to create a cover page, which is the first page. We want to create a cover page. Now, this is Canva. Not everybody are familiar with Canva. Canva is very easy. You can make use of templates. There are templates that you can easily use, but I don't recommend you using Canva templates. Please, can you mute yourself? Okay, someone said he doesn't understand margin statement. Margin means the distance between your text or your image or anything you have designed and the edge of your paper. That's what margin is all about. Just like in Microsoft Word, if you are typing, you always have a margin. So this is the margin. This is your margin. That's what margin is all about. So now, if you are starting your design, you can start with a template. You can start with a template for your back cover. Now, the reason why I don't recommend you don't just use the template and just leave it like that. You have it with Amazon, because a lot of people must have been using it, and your ebook will be flagged off. So what you should do is that, let's assume we want to create a children ebook. Let's assume we want to create children ebook. So we should just search for, now, like I said, this is templates. These are designs, children book covers. You can see it has been suggested already. You can see different children book covers. Now, it depends on what your story is all about. That's what will help you to decide on the kind of book cover you want to pick or the theme of the story. Let's just pick this. Now, can we see what we are talking about now? You can see that this side is not really fill up. So when you are designing your cover, make sure you fill up these edges, so that when this place is cut off, you won't have white spaces by the size of your documents. This side. So this is the front cover. Now, if I want to adjust it now, I can change this color, this particular color. So now I can change this color to any color of my choice. I can change it to blue or green. Once you click here, automatically you see the color palette here. All the color in the document will be shown here, photo colors, maybe the pictures in your document. So now, I always recommend you use the colors in your pictures so that your colors doesn't look as if they are negating each other. So I can use this, I can use this, I can use this. I can decide to use this. Are we getting it now? So you can change your color directly from here. Then this is the title. You can decide to rearrange it, just drag it. This is very easy, just drag whichever way you want it. Just pick it up like this. Then this font, you can decide to change the font. That's if you want to change the font. You can decide to change the font to any font you want. But I'm actually using a Canva Pro. Canva Pro gives you access to more fonts, but you can have fonts on the free version also. So you can decide to use any font you want to use for yourself. Let's say I've changed my font, then I'm changing it to maybe whatever thing you want to type, just type anything you want to type. Then now we can see, you can zoom in and zoom out here. So now we can see the size of this text is too big. The size of this text is too big. You can drag it from this handle. You can drag from this handle and drag like this, drag like this. You can make use of all these handles. You can also increase the font size directly from here. You can increase the font size. Now, some of these things might still look as if it is complex, but you just have to keep playing with it. It is very easy. Just drag and drop. That's all. So you can pick it up like this or reduce the font. So that's how to work with your phone. Then you can put your name here, maybe Shade John. That's the author. Now, this picture, like I said, I don't recommend using what is directly in the template. You can just change this font by doing what? You can delete it. You can delete it and come to elements. Elements. There's element there. Just click on elements. Now, on this element, just search for whatever you want. Just search for maybe children, male, cartoon, cartoon. Now, you can see all this cartoon. You can see all this cartoon. Now, some of these things might not be available on free version, but we have the free ones. If you, all these ones are not free. Like I said, I'm not on free version. I'm on a paid version. So, but this is on free version. 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 So let's just pick this and drag like this. Are we seeing it now? So it's as easy as that. If you want to see more related stuff like this, just click on see all. So these are the related stuff. You can click on this. You can decide to delete this. Now this is it. So yeah, perfect. So we are done with that. Then this is an element on its own. You can decide to remove it. That's if you want to remove it, or if you don't want to remove it, just leave it there and change this to just leave it there, drag it, expand it very well, then change this to white so that it will be clearer to read. So that's it. Then you can do what? You can duplicate this page. If you want to duplicate it, let's assume you want to create the back cover. You can simply duplicate this page or create a new page for your inner pages. Now, on these inner pages, there are some things that should be in your documents, your ebook, depends on the kind of ebook that you have created. If you are creating fiction ebooks or non-fictional ebooks, there are some things that you want to see. Probably the copyright page, the acknowledgements, the ISBN, all of those things. Just get any book around you. I'm just giving you the sheet code. Just get any book around you, open those pages and see some of those things that are there. If you are not getting any book around you, you can come online and search for, just search for um, essential pages, essential pages for children book. So you will see website has spoken about some of the pages that you should have on your book. What should be included in a children's book? So these are some of the stuff that you want to put in your book. If you are writing on maybe fiction, just do that. So you have an idea of what you are really working about. Then this is the next page. Let's assume we are now in the document. We are now in the document. I want to create, maybe I want to create this inside the document. You can see the way I'm dragging and dropping. It's as simple as that. Now
We
let's,
can't see the Canva screen.
yeah, I'm going back to it. So you have created the new page, just drag and drop. Can we see? Now, like I said, this is our margin. I'm not putting anything outside this margin line. Outside this line, I'm not putting anything here. So wherever I'm typing must not go beyond this line. That's the essence of the margin. So after printing, this thing will be cut off directly from here. It will be cut off directly from here. So all these are within this my margin. Some people call it safe zone. So let me just drag it up a little bit. Then I want to add my page number, page 1 here. So go back here. We are still under the elements. So under this your element, if you want to search for, if you are looking for pictures alone, these are lines, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, audio. Depends on what you are working upon. But because we are working on a book, we are only going to be making use of graphics, photos. We don't really need stickers. So these are lines and shapes. So if you want to do your page documents, this you need to pick, let's just say like a page, a background page for your page number. So now that's the center. Now, if I want to pick this, I can easily pick it directly. If I want to pick this, I'll just tap on it, then use this to hold it and drag. That's how to pick it. Now you can see I'm not placing this directly on this margin. I'll just place it here inside this design place. So let's say page 1. You can make it bold. That's page 1. So that's page 1. Then if I want to add text here, I'll just come to text directly by the left hand side of my page. Text. Now this is for heading. This is for subheading. This is for body text. So this is for the heading. Let's say let's say day 1 in school. 1. Okay, let's just say day 1. Day 1 is okay. Now, the kind of fonts you use, they should be children-friendly fonts. They should be children fonts. They are not really serious fonts. They are not formal fonts. So just search for any font that looks like all these children fonts around there. You just have to keep searching. Sometimes you can even search for it. Let's see if we can have anything like children fonts. Now this is children font. Now this is on Canva Pro. You can see this symbol there. This is on Canva Pro. So this is day 1. This is a children font. The categories of font are also here. You can search directly here. Depends on what you want. Now I think I'm seeing display, heading, serif, round, vintage is also here. So all fonts that are under this vintage will also be here. So that's just it. Then if you want to undo, maybe you have a mistake in your document, you can come to the top of the screen and undo, or press Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. So you can undo. Then if you want to change the color of this font, just click here, text color, and click on any of the colors. Children book must be very colorful, and always take note of the kind of color that are inside the contents you are using. So I can use blue, I can use green, I can use this color, any color among those colors. So these are the colors here. So that's why we are using this. Then if you want to add an effect to your text, maybe you want to have add a drop shadow, or you want to add stroke. Maybe you want to stroke your font. This is for shadow. You can see it has added shadow to it, and these are the shadow settings. So you just have to play around these stuffs. There's no one way to it. Just play around it. Whatever you want, you can always get. So I think it's okay like this. Then that's day 1. Then I want to continue with this body of the text of the document. So I can now say capital letter. So I can always drag this edge also. So wherever you want to write in there, you can just write it. Like I said, children playbook are always very free, not so many content and the like. So the same process apply for adult books. If you want to write adult books, you already know what you want to write. Just keep copying and paste. Now, to reduce my stress of adding page number every time, I can just come here and say duplicate page, duplicate page. So it has duplicated this page. I'll just say day 2. Then come back here and say page 2, page 2. So that's what you keep doing till you get to the end of your document. And at the end of the document also, you just do something like this. You can now come back to design and search for back cover, children back cover. It's not compulsory you make use of templates, but I'm using templates so that you can get on track as soon as possible. So we can make use of back cover. Let's say, oh, we have not created a new document for our back cover. Let's add a new page. Then we can use this. Then whatever you want to, you can change this. Like I said, don't use the template directly. Make sure you just change and tweak it to wherever you want so that your document doesn't look like someone else's book on Canva. So I can delete this and go back to my elements, go back and add, I can say children's school, children school. So now, when you're also designing, you must be able to be consistent. Now you can see while I was designing this, I ensured I kept on using cartoons. Are you getting it? I didn't add any picture directly to this job. I didn't add any picture to this book. I kept on using cartoons. That's what the consistency is all about. So that it won't look as if you are using cartoon and suddenly we are finding picture. If you are designing your story to be picture based, just flow with the picture. You don't need to come and input cartoon or other elements. So if there's any other thing you want to also include in your document, you can also add it here. You can see them as plenty as possible here. You can say fighting. Just Are we seeing it now? So that's all about um designing with Canva. Then before we end this, what are the things that I also wrote here? Now, get the page formatting right on Amazon website. I've said it. I will send the ebook to you so that you can just have access to the links. You click on Amazon website, you can see all their requirements. Everything I'm teaching you, some of these things are there. This is what I'm talking about the bleed. This is the cutting page. This is the gutter that I made mention. This is the margin area. These are the margin area. And your text, everything will be inside this place. Then all this, they are all there.
Sorry, you are still on Canva.
Okay, I will go back. So now, this is it on Amazon website. So these are their requirements. This is the bleed I spoke about then. Then this is the book size they worked around, 6 by 9 inches. Then this is the bleed area, which was added to it, 0.125. That was added to 6.9. This is it. Yeah. Then this is the margin, meaning you can't type here, you can't type here, you can't type here. You can only type within this place. So that's just about that. Then I spoke about understanding Canva layout and element. That's what I did simply in that design, I showed you how to make use of the text, the effect of the text, and how to add your pictures and every other thing. Then begin design with existing templates or design inspiration from Pinterest. Yes, if you think you are blank or you have what we call creative block, you can simply go on Pinterest. You can go to Pinterest. You can go to Pinterest and search for ideas, book ideas. You can go to pinterest.com and search for book ideas. So once you get to Pinterest, you can search for book ideas. Then out of the book ideas, you can always generate your own ideas and add one or two things and just tweak it. So this is Pinterest. You can register on Pinterest and make use of it. Let's say children books. Children books. Now, mind you, you can use Canva to design flyers. You can use it to design anything. So you can see these are samples of children books. So these things are just meant to give you a kind of design inspiration for whatever book you want to design. Then you can insert your text, then you can add premium pictures to it. You can search for premium pictures. Now, the last aspect of it is exporting your book as PDF. The last aspect of it is export your book as PDF. Now, if you are exporting your book as PDF, export with CMYK for print and RGB for screen colors. Now, CMYK is actually on Pro, on Canva Pro. CMYK is on Canva Pro, while CMYK is not on the free version of Canva. So the essence of having CMYK is that CMYK has a very full range of color. When your ebook is printed, the ebook comes out well and very colorful. It doesn't look faded. No color is missing. But on RGB is only good for screen. Maybe you want to send it to anybody on your phone and the likes. RGB is the best to export your job, your design. So I will show you how to export that right now. So this is the document we have created. Now, if you want to have an overview of everything we've designed, just click on this. Now, this is it. This is the cover page. You can rename it here. This is what I clicked. I click here. Then you can rename here. Just click on it and rename cover page, cover page, then back cover.
Your voice is low now. Kindly
Yes.
increase.
Yeah. So this is cover page, back cover, then probably let's say probably this is our acknowledgement page. Acknowledgements. Probably this is our acknowledgement page. Then probably this is for forward, whatever we want to add. Just keep doing that. Then let's assume we have created like now let's assume we've created 18 pages. Now, if you are designing an ebook to be published on Amazon, I'm not really into Amazon KDP, but if you are designing for Amazon KDP, it's essential that your book should be nothing less than 24 pages, thereabouts. 24 pages. 24 pages. It's not compulsory. You should have full content. You can see this one can be page one, page two, everything can just go like this. And that's how people keep making money on Amazon. Then once you are done with that, you come back. Now this is it. You want to export, just click on share. Now this share, if I want to send it to anybody to go over it, to view it, I can copy the link and paste. Anybody can just view it directly. So let's just copy the link and let's see what it will look like. Yeah. Oh, it's opening directly for me simply because my account is logged in here. But if I should send it to anybody, it will just open only. and that person can easily read. So that's about the link. Then you just have to scroll down. All these things can also be done on your mobile phone also. Just click on download. Now, if you want to export as PNG alone, maybe as images, that's the essence of having this, but we are exporting as PDF. Now, for printing, PDF prints. Now, this, just take note of some of these things. You don't need to click crop, marks, and bleed. You don't need to click it so that you don't have white spaces on your book. Then flatten PDF. Just click on flatten PDF. If you don't click on flatten PDF, the design can look scattered when your printer wants to print. It might not be directly from Amazon Print. You can send this to any printer in your local area to print for you. Just make sure it is flattened. And once it's flattened, it will save everything just like a picture. You won't be able to copy the text. You won't be able to do any other thing directly on it. But if you want to be able to copy text, or you have added links to some of the text in your design, you don't need to click flatten. I don't know if you are getting it. Don't click flatten. If you feel you have links that you want people to click, maybe you want to generate traffic, maybe you have designed your ebook as a form of what do we call it? Maybe incentive. I've forgotten what we call it. Just to generate traffic. You just don't click on flatten PDF, or else your links will not be clickable. Then include notes. Don't click on it. Just click on flatten PDF if you don't have link. But if you are having link, uncheck this. Then, like I said, RGB for digital use only. If you are not printing, RGB is okay. But if you are printing, go for best for professional printing, CMYK. It is only available for pro version of Canva. Then you do what? You click on download. So let's see. So we're already downloading this. This is our downloaded ebook. Now, because I didn't flatten, I can easily copy. This is what I'm talking about. This is our downloaded ebook. Can you see it now? So this is our downloaded ebook up to the very last page. So this is how to create your ebook using Canva by yourself. So just go over it, get yourself registered on Canva, practice it over and over till you become a master of it. Then you can always go over the video to listen to some of those things and ensure you have the right things there. So I don't know if anybody have any question that you want me to quickly answer before I drop the stage. Okay, someone said, I have a question. If all my texts are in MS Word, how do I copy and paste them on Canva? It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Like I said, I will I recommend you use Google Docs. If you are still using MS Word, I think you should limit it. Try to use Google Documents. Google Documents automatically save anything you do. In the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you still see your document there. So now let's try and do some copy and paste. Let's try and do some copy and paste. Now let's assume this is me copying this place. I've copied this. This is on Google Documents. Then I'm going to my Canva. This is me on Canva. Just press Ctrl V. It will paste automatically. That's all. Just press Ctrl V, Ctrl V, CTRL plus V. Ctrl V, it will paste. Just copy and paste. That's all. Just copy and paste. You can right click also and paste. That's all. So I don't know. Let me check if there's any other question there. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this training. Then I believe some people will have challenge around getting the Canva version, because Canva Pro is actually very expensive. I'm actually a teacher on Canva. I have a Canva team. I'm a teacher on Canva. I have access to add people to my Canva team, which I have like maybe like 6 people already. So I have access to, I have the right to add people. I paid for a mega version of it, so you can, if you feel you need it, you can sort that out probably later. So that does it.
Okay, thank you very much for the time. It was so enlightening. Okay, so I asked that question. Okay, now what I'm trying to say is that if I have all my text, as in maybe I'd already prepared all the text on MS Word, and they are like 20 pages. So
Okay.
can I just copy? Okay, so if they are like 20 pages already on MS Word, I want to just bring them to Canva. You know that. So is it that I'll have to
You,
create the pages on
yeah,
Canva
you have
or
to be
just print?
copying. You have to be copying and paste. You have to copy and paste gradually,
Page by page? Is it
page
page
by
by
page,
page?
page by page,
Okay,
page by page.
okay.
Just copy and paste, copy and paste. Now, we are going back to our recent design. So what I simply did was I clicked on the home button. Home is here. Then you can see my written designs. I'll just click on this. Then always ensure to rename your designs. When you are designing, you can always rename it. And how do you rename it? Now, one thing about Canva is when you are designing, Canva automatically saves. So you can always rename your design here at the top of the screen. Just click here. Let's say children book. So that's the book name. So if I'm exporting, it will be exported as children book. Now, to answer the question, like if you want to place the image, just put your text by the side. Make sure your text are not going beyond this boundary, like I said. Put your text by the side, then put your image by this side.
I'm not seeing
Or,
anything. Am I the only one?
oh, you are not seeing my tab. Wow. Okay, you should be able to see it now. So like I said, if you want to change the name of your book, you can change it directly here at the top of the screen. So yeah. So
Okay, where
children
you
book,
wrote that children books, right?
yes, children book. Yeah, that's children book. Then if you want to add your text and put your image by the side, just drag it. This is what we have before. So what I simply did was I brought this text to this side and I placed this to this side. Now, another thing you want to do is if you want your text to be in another color, you can, now this is for duplicates. This is for deletes. Duplicate it. Then let us do, you have pasted another text here. This is another text. So if I want to change the color of this, I can click on it once, then change the color to this. I can make it bold. I can change the font here. I can change it here. I can place it directly here. And I can also duplicate this. Are we getting it now? So there's no one way to it. You can decide to do whatever you want to do by yourself. Just have a picture, a mental picture of what you want to do, and you achieve it.